this street. Look, y'all put y'all faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make a money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on cargo slave ship. What the fuck he do for blacks in his administration? I'm waiting, patient like a saint. Black, Hispanic, Native, they hate your ass the same. Paint Christ in they image, paint you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate. African soul niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in the cell toilet connected to the sink. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We living bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lies sound promising. Prophecy, gift and a curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the UPK, taught me the art of warring. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville and I found the truth. I called the school, classes being held by the shock on my life. I want to be a gangster like a cop. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. UPK the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under your honor, Amy murdered Botham and got a hug from your honor. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priests bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ice agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game, put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves. Chose by the Lord, we could never be the same. Soon as they born, the wicked go astray. They left the truth, they wasn't with us anyway. Niggas weak, they just saying anything to be truthful. We don't want no cowards anyway. Look, coronavirus, that's a plague. You don't get too much sleep when you waking up the dead. First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church. Came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church.
I'm with shits. I'm with shits. I'm with shits. I'm with shits. I view my adversary through a microscope as a small thing. They wax fat, we ballin'. Babylon keep falling. By all means, these salt teams is cracker dust. Esau won't respawn, they the soul people we have to crush. They shackled us, we out the cuffs. It's your turn to slow burn till after dusk. My Caucasian plantation, those reparations won't amount to much. That blind hair with them blue eyes, and that pig flesh won't hassle us. Shawty hauling that hee-haw, cause that gluteus on Maximus. My whip drip on 100 thighs. We gunning down, you runaways. They from the cave, not underpaid, I'm Munga slaves. Just for fun, play Hunger Games. Put you in the front like you running things. Uriah, any back talk, you kiss the asphalt, and I sing it to the Messiah. You'll be auctioned off with the shipping cost. I'll purchase some good diaper. Bought my Donald Trump and my Richard Nixon. I'm Willie Lynch incarnate. Keep a short leash on you varmint. String you up if you brave-hearted. Only thing red, white, and blue will be your remains washed off of my garment. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. Ayy.
Went from riding on the boat to hanging on oak. God hate these white folks, you can say what you want. This ain't a joke, I ain't laugh at shit. They gon' make it to the kingdom, yeah, with shackled wrists. Yeah. Put they ass in chains with a yoke of iron. Whip hit his back, sound like I opened fire. I ain't gon' lie, I wanna see him suffer. Can't escape, cause under the sun, the place of judgment. Yeah, I got a perpetual hatred. They scared of replacement theory cause they destined for slavery. Yeah. You gotta hear, this the patience of the saints. Hell yeah. Many prophets desired to see that day. UPK, we gon' take the kingdom. He don't deal with other nations, he gon' plead with heathens. I ain't gon' stop until I see him in the cotton field. Yeah. Ain't no other option, I'ma die real.
I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. I'm with shits like Willie Lynch, I wanna see him hang. Ay.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my taxes. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback.
Was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road. That a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I'm back gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. and sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cocktail. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. Devils design fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
One west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. One west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy, it get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends, or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he a domino. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical, guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit's gotten retarded since all the dominance of one west rising to prominent. Cause I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got Groupon for Uber. Rhymes hard like they been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. A showstopper, been as proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm going them off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modify the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's worth the mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitters and writers, but when the heat's on, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I had a nigga spin like a tire, but down the D, and I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel to igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because UP. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me.
Go ahead, sir. Oblige him. I'll start the Lord's ring. First priest. Present thy registry.
Azanyala, Ban Aparaya, Ban Yasharala.
Azariala, Banaparia, Banyasharala. Salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine. Salute.
Yahaba Shim Yashab Brakata.
Yahweh Hashem Yashab Rakatah.
La Yasharala.
Imagine. Mr. Stan.
Upon walking. Upon Akudam, we face the east. We're gonna do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabashimayim, Quadash, Ayah, Shimka, Yahweh,
Malaka,
Ratazaka, Ayah, Aisha, Baratazar, Ayah, Bashimayim, Thumbnail, Come, you won't. Wasalaki now. Balasai one. Ball. I was shining now. Right. Kaya. I'm a lockwa. Walla Allah. Off the Parium. Laya Walomia.
Aman in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
I cocked the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashim. Yahushai. Babakashah. Lathanaw.
Hakak.
Lara Paul. Call Makalam. We'll call Madawan.
Hakak.
Latahar. Hamatazariah.
Hakak.
Lahakim. Hamathium.
Hakak.
I'll recall Waf. Hatamalium. Lagarshan. Ba'ashim. Yahushai.
The water. Aman in the English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the leper. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. Cast them out. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you, so be it.
Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashim. Yahushai. Barakhlanaw.
Yasharala.
Bayaf. Saparian. Barak.
That's like the other one back. Oh, there you go.
Shlaki.
I just watch it.
Yahweh. Ba'ashim. Yahushai. Barakhlanaw.
Yasharala.
Bayaf. Saparian. Ba'ashim.
Yahushai.
Water.
Aman. In the English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Bless us.
Bless us.
And Israel.
And Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asher,
Asher,
Ayanya,
Ayanya,
Al-Ahariam,
Alahayim,
Mayan,
Mayan,
Yabal,
Yaba'ah,
Azariah,
Isaiah, Isaiah,
Ma'ai,
Ma'ai, Yahweh,
Asher,
Asher,
Shamayam,
Shamayam,
Ratazah,
Wa'aratazah,
Al-Athan,
Al-Yathan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Regalka,
Regalka,
Al-Yanawam,
Al-Yanawam,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Hana,
Hana, La'ah,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Wallah,
Wala'ah,
Yashan,
Yashan,
Shawamar,
Shawamar,
Yasharala,
Yasharala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka, Yahweh,
Tazalka,
Tazalka,
Al-Yad,
Al-Yad,
Yandaka,
Yamdinka,
Yawamam,
Yawamam,
Hashemash,
Hashemash,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yakakal,
Yakakah,
why you rock,
Wayayarak,
Balayallah,
Balayallah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamarka,
Makal Rai,
Makal Rai,
Washamar,
Yashamar,
Athan,
Shalaki,
Napashka,
Napashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Tazawaka,
Taza'atka,
Wabo Awaka,
Wabu'aka,
Mayathan,
Mayathan,
Wa'ai,
Wa'ai,
Alam,
Awalam. In English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes to the hills.
From which cometh my help?
From which cometh my
My
help?
help cometh from Yahweh,
My help comes from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He would not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Yasharala
he that keepeth Yasharala
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right
The
hand.
sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all
He
evil.
shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
From this time forth
This time
and
forward
even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim,
Alahai,
Al-Damayan,
Al-Damayan,
Lakar,
Lakah,
Al-Dashakurat, Al-Dashakurat,
Al-Thakarash,
Al-Dashakwat,
Wild that's a quack.
Al-Kawa,
Kayahana,
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 our Yabika, our Yabika,
yeah, our Yabika,
Shlaki, our Yabika,
our Yabika,
Yahama,
Yahama,
Yawan,
Yawan,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al-Imaka,
Al-Amika,
Yarayamwa,
Yairayamwa,
Sawada,
Sawada,
Wayatha,
Wayatha,
Watazawa,
Ya'atazawa,
Al-Tazabawanyaka,
Al-Tazabawanyaka,
Amarwa,
Amara,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Yadam,
Wanakak
Magalia,
Magalia,
Wala,
Wala'ah,
Yazakar,
Yazakar,
Sham Yasharala,
Sham Yasharala,
Iwada,
Kaya, Kaya,
not
Nawai,
Nawai Tazawa,
Nawai, Tazawa,
Yaba,
Laba,
Wakadwa,
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa, Ayaka,
Ayaka,
Baryaf,
Baryat,
Wakar Waswa,
Ya,
Yakar Waswa,
Yakarwathwa,
Ahalia,
Ahalia,
Adawan,
Adawan,
Wa Yashamai,
Wayashamai,
Alayam.
Alayam.
Mawaba.
Mawaba.
Okay. Mawaba.
Mawaba.
Wahagarian.
Wahagarian.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wamawan.
Wa'amawan.
Wamalak.
Wa'amalak.
Palashah.
Palashah.
Yashabu.
Yashabu.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gumashawar.
Gumashawar.
Nalawan.
Nalawan.
Iman.
Iman.
Hanawa.
Hayawa.
Zarawai.
Zarawai.
Labanya.
Labanya.
Lawat.
Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Laham.
Laham.
Kamalia.
Kamalia. Kasaya.
Sarai.
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 Hayawan. Oh yeah, Slaki. Kayabian.
Kayabian.
Banakal.
Banakal.
Koyashawan.
Koyashawan.
Nashamadwa.
Nashamadwa.
Bayan.
Bayan.
The Ira.
The Ira.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
Lahadamwa.
Lahadamwa.
Shayadamwa.
Shayadamwa. Nada.
Yabmua.
Yabmua.
Kara.
Kaira.
Wakazabak.
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 Wakazalmanai.
Wakazalmanai.
Call Nasir Kamwa.
All Nasir Kamwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Nairasha.
Nairasha.
Lanawan.
Lanawa.
Aithan.
Aithan.
No.
Ath.
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 Nawaf.
Nawaf.
Lano. Allahayam. Jesus. Allahayam. Shawathamwa.
Shayathamwa.
Kagagala.
Kagagala.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanya.
Lapanya.
Rawak. Rawakak.
Rawakak.
Kaash.
Kaash.
Thaba Ira.
Tabaira.
Yaira.
Yaira.
Wakalahaba.
Wakalahaba.
Dalahat.
Dalahat.
Harayam.
Harayam. Khan.
Tharadapma.
Thoradapma.
Basaraka.
Basa Iraka.
Wabasa.
Wabasa.
Wapatha.
Wapatha.
Dabahalam.
Dabahalam.
Mala'a.
Mala'a.
Payaham.
Panyaham.
Kualawam.
Kualawan.
Waya.
Waya.
Bakwashwa.
Bakwashwa.
Shimka.
Shimka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Waya.
Waya.
Bahawa.
Bahawa.
Aliyai.
Aliyai.
Waya.
Waya.
Kaparwa.
Kaparwa.
Waya.
Waya.
Abadwa.
Abadwa.
Waya.
Waya.
The Iowa.
The Iowa.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Aita.
Aita.
Shimka.
Shimka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Labaka.
Labaka.
Aliyawan.
Ayawan.
Kal.
Ka.
Ratazah.
In the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
Be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make a tumult.
thy enemies make it to know.
And they that hate thee
They that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the
They
head.
have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people.
against thy people.
And consulted
And consulted
against thy hidden ones.
against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come and let us cut them off.
and let us cut them off
From being a nation.
from being a nation.
That the name of Israel
That the name of Israel
may be no more remembered.
may be no more remembered.
For they have consulted to together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarim, Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur is also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. So love, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zael. Yea, all their princes as Zabah, and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. Oh my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Sarge means to turn. Yeshabia means to be seated. There's somebody knocking at the back door. We'll right back them up. They're gonna have to come back.
He working today, eh?
Yes, so they're gonna have to wait the Sabbath service. So that's just how they go.
Cut on the car.
All right, let's begin. We gotta pick up where we left off last week. So we're in the book of 1 Samuel. I think we should be at the chapter 23 and 1, if I'm not mistaken. $12. All right, let's see here. Yeah, so we should be at the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 23 and verse 1, if I'm not mistaken. So where we at in the story as we catch back up from last week, David is still on the run from Saul, from King Saul, and they're cutting it off. All right, Con. Is it Israel? All right, he can come through. He coming through the front? All right. But so where we at in the story, as I said, David is on the run from King Saul, and the priest Ahimelech helped David out for a second. You know, he David came to him. He let David eat the showbread. He even gave him Goliath's sword. David asked if there was a weapon available. He gave him Goliath's sword. And David went about his way. King Saul, of course, is this Edomite named Doeg. I'm going to call him Dog. This Edomite named Doeg knew of this occasion. So when King Saul started questioning his men about them letting David get away and about Jonathan assisting David, Doeg, being the dirty, stinking Edomite that he is, snitched. He told him everything he knew. You know what I mean? Any piece of information he knew about David, he shared with King Saul. And he also told King Saul that Ahimelech had helped David escape. You know what I'm saying? So Saul went and questioned Ahimelech. Ahimelech told him, hey, listen, I don't know nothing about y'all beef. I'm a priest. You know what I mean? I'm a high priest. I don't know nothing about your beef. I don't know what's going on. So that has nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? And King Saul killed Ahimelech and his entire family. He tried to murder the entire bloodline. He said he killed 80 priests that day. He killed 80 men of the Lord that day. You know what I mean? Ahimelech, his sons, his daughters, all the people in his village, he slaughtered them all. The only one that survived was Ahimelech's son and Abiathar. You know what I'm saying? And Abiathar escaped and fled to David, and David apologized to the brother. You know what I mean? David apologized to him and pledged to him. He said, listen, it's my fault. I'm sorry. Your father helped me, and now Saul has killed your entire family. So from this day forward, you roll with me, and I promise you will be safe and no harm will ever come to you. You know what I mean? You're under my protection. You know what I mean? So the brothers started rolling with him. But this all happened because of an Edomite. You know what I mean? This is why these people are not to be trusted. It just goes to show you that even when they were still supposed to be our brother or whatever, and they dwelt among us, look at the discord they sowed. Look at the treachery that they were always betraying us. You know what I mean? So this is what we're picking up in the story.
So like,
Come.
yeah, the part you said he gave King David
Goliath's sword. Yeah.
That's heavy. I never, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either. They had the sword up in the temple or the sanctuary,
Right.
as it's a trophy. It's a weapon of war. And so David asked him. He was like, after he ate the showbread, he asked him, by chance, do you have any armor and weapons here that I can use? David didn't have nothing. He fled in the middle of the night, and he said, only thing we got here is Goliath's sword. So David took that big gigantic sword and put it on his back. That's why I was saying, I've been joking the last couple of weeks saying that David is the original anime character. You know, when you see these Japanese animes, how you see a hero and he got the big giant sword on his back, that is King David. That's them imitating King David. He was the first to do it.
Come on. If I can,
go ahead.
that even though King Saul already had the way he felt about King David, but knowing that they gave him that particular sword, probably even inflamed him even more.
More than likely, yeah. Go. And the thing about it is that's just showing you how the Lord works. You know what I mean? The only sword available for David to get was Goliath's sword. And Doeg told him, hey, he fed David. He gave him Goliath's sword. You know, he helped him out. And that enraged Saul. You know what I mean?
And King Saul, what nation was he from?
Saul was Israel.
He was Israel?
He was Judah.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah, Saul was Judah.
So he just had
so the scripture, we go back. Mariah, could you hand me my water? If we go back in the scriptures, remember Saul sinned after becoming king. He feared the wrath of the people more than he feared the wrath of the Lord. You know what I mean? So the Lord told him to go. And when he was attacking, I believe, the Philistines, one of these Philistine locations, to when he went against Amalek. Okay. The Lord told Saul to completely wipe Amalek out, completely, totally eliminate them. Don't take nothing. Burn it to the ground, kill every man, woman, child, animal. You know what I mean? Kill everything. But Saul, they, of course, with the Lord with them, they went and attacked and they completely annihilated Amalek. But Saul spared people. He let them take slaves. He let them take cattle. He let them take spoils. You know, they saw the fatted calves and the firstlings and all that. And of course, Amalek had some glorious looking stuff. His people wanted it, so Saul disobeyed the Lord and let them take it. That was the second time he disobeyed the Lord. So the Lord told Saul, basically, I'm not with you. That's when he went looking for somebody else and he found David. And the Lord put an evil spirit on Saul. And as David got more famous and received more love from our people, that evil spirit grew. David used to play the harp or the guitar and subdue that evil spirit out of Saul. But it got to a point, they came back from war, and it's mentioned more than once in here. The women of Israel gathered together and sang a song. And they said, Saul has killed his thousands, but David has killed his tens of thousands. And Saul is like, what type of thing is that to say about a king? You know what I mean? I only killed thousands while David has killed tens of thousands. So Saul was insulted and jealous. That's when he started throwing that javelin at David's head. When David tried to subdue the spirit playing his instrument, Saul took a javelin and tried to pin his head to the wall. He did that 3 times, and then David dipped and went on the run because he knew Saul was trying to kill him. Then he met a king, one of the kings of Israel, and David, he invited David in for refuge. And when David came in for refuge, he sang the song sarcastically. Yeah, David killed his 10,000s and Saul has killed his thousands. And David knew right then dude was going to betray him. So he ran again. And that's when he ended up running into Ahimelech. You know what I mean? And ended up getting that in Goliath's sword. So that's where we at. David just apologized to the brother and told him to come with him for refuge. So we're going to start at 1 Samuel chapter 23 and verse 1 in the Hebrew. So I'll pick that up. Unless you want to give it a shot, Trooper.
He said,
the water. I am the bar. All right, so this is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 23 and verse 1 in the Hebrew. Yahagdawa, Ladawada, Lamar, Hanaha, Galashatium, Palashatium, Nalakium, Bakwai, Yala, Lahama, Sasiyam, Shasayam, Ath, Haganawath, verse 2. Wayasha'al, Dawada, Bayahawa, Lahamar, La'amar, Ha'alak, Wahakaya, Wahakayatia, Bapalashatium, Ha'allah, Wayamar, Yahweh, Al, Dawada, Lak, Wahakayath, Bapalashatium, Wahawashai, Slakia, Washa'ith, Ath, Kwa'ayala, verse 3. Wayamarwa, Anashia, Dawada, Ayawa, Hana'a, Anaknawa, Paha, Bayahawa, Bayahawada, Wayamar, Wa'ak, Kaya, Nalak, Kwaila, Al, Ma'ai, Rakayath, Palashatium, verse 4. Waya Wasap, Saki. Iwad, Dawada, Lashawal, Bayahawa, Wayai, Na'aiwa, Wayai, Nahawa, Yahawa, Wayamar, Kawam, Sakya, Kwam, Rada, Kwaila'a, Kaya, Anaya, Bathan, Ath, Palashathium, Bayadak, verse 5, Wayalak, Dawada, Wayanashua, Kwaila'a, Wayalathum, Bapalak, Palashathium, Wayanaga, Ath, Mapan Yaham, Wayak, Ba'am, Makah, Gadawala, Wayashai, Dawada, Ath, Yashabya, Kwayala, verse 6, Wayahaya, Babarath, Babarak, Abiathar, Ban, Atyamalak, Al, Dawada, Kwayala, Apawad, Yarada, Bayada, Slakia, Bayarat, Slakia, Bayadawa, Bayadwa, Slakia. Verse 7, where you got, Lashawal, Kaya, Ba'a, Dawada, Kwayala, Wayamar, Sha'awal, Naba, Sakia, Nakar, Athwa, Al-Hayam, Bayadya, Kaya, Nisagar, Laba'a, Sakia, Labawa, Ba'ayar, Galathium, Wabayak, Sakia, Wabayak. Pick it up in English.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 23, verse 1. Then they told David, saying, Behold, the Philistines fight against Caleb, and they rob the threshing floor. Verse 2. Therefore David required of the Lord, saying, Shall I go and smite these Philistines? And the Lord said unto David, Go and smite the Philistines and save Caleb. Verse 3. And David's men said unto him, Behold, we be afraid here in Judah. How much more then if we come to Caleb against the armies of the Philistines?
So the threshing floor. So what they did was the Philistines attacked Caleb, and a threshing floor is a place where they sort out the grain. You know what I mean? Where they take the grain out and get it ready to put into the storehouse. Where they sort the grain, they thresh the grain, as they say. So they attack the grain. You know what I mean? They're attacking the food supply. They're trying to steal the food. Back then, you know, grain was a basic necessity of life back then. You know what I mean? Grain and wheat, bark, stuff like that. You know, we were farmers, so we making fresh bread every day. Things like that. So if you attack somebody's grain storehouse, you are basically crippling their village and damn near sentencing them to starve to death. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Then David inquired of the Lord yet again, and the Lord answered him and said, Arise, go down to Caleb, for I will deliver the Philistines into thine hand.
Now, at this point, David had 400 men. You know what I mean? And he asked the Lord, what should we do with these Philistines? The Lord said, go get them.
Right.
David went to his men and said, hey, the Lord wants us to go and defend Keilah and rout the Philistines. And his men are like, are you sure? You know what I mean? It's 400 of them, and I'm sure it's a whole battalion of Philistines attacking the city. You don't attack a city with 20, 30 men. You know what I mean? You attack with an army. So his men being nervous asked David, are you sure? David went back to the Lord, said, Lord, should we do this? You know what I mean? He had his men put a little doubt in him. But, you know, the Lord said, arise and go and do this. And David knows if the Lord is with him, can't nothing stop him.
Right.
So keep going.
Khan the Khan. Verse 5. So David and his men went to Keilah and fought with the Philistines and brought away their cattle and smote them with a great slaughter. So David saved the inhabitants of Keilah.
As I said, when the Lord is against you, the Lord is with you, who can be against you? You know what I mean? The Lord is our power. When our power is on our side, it don't matter how big the army is. It don't matter how many weapons they got. It don't matter how strong they are. They will not and cannot defeat us. And we see this time and time again in the scriptures. We see it time and time again with King David. You know what I mean? David, the Lord is with David, but the Lord is not with Saul.
Right.
David is on the run, outsmarting Saul at every corner. He's escaping at every corner. He even just now defended a whole city while on the run. Saul has a whole army and assassins stalking for David, trying to find his location. And the Lord is still using David as he wants. So that's why we don't question the Lord. We just do what the Lord tells us.
Right.
You know what I mean? Keep going.
Verse 6. And it came to pass when Abiathar, the son of Ahimelech, fled to David to Keilah, that he came down with an ephod in his hand. Verse 7. And it was told Saul that David was come to Keilah, and Saul said, God had delivered him into mine hand, for he is shut in by entering into a town that hath gates and bars.
And so, of course, somebody went and snitched and told Saul, hey, David just saved the city of Keilah. And instead of Saul saying, damn, you know what? Maybe I got David all wrong. You know what I'm saying? David is a good man. He's protecting our people. He's on the run from me. And he still just defended a whole city. Saul said, oh, I got him now. He inside of a city with gates and walls. He's trapped. There's no way he could escape. You know what I mean? That just shows the demon that's on Saul. That shows the evil spirit, you know what I'm saying, that's on Saul, the jealousy that he has for his brother, all because some women sang a song. And David is more popular than him. You know what I mean? All right, with that, call the next priest.
Amajim.
Next priest.
State your registry.
Karaka, Banya Howell, Banya Shala.
Karaka, Banya Howell, Banya Sharala.
Yahweh Shimi Abishab Rakatha.
Yahweh Shimi Abishab Rakatha.
Ashabia.
Lock Yakim. All right, so we're gonna pick up the next 7. You want to give it a shot?
I mean, I can, but I know we can't be holding up service.
No, it's all good. Do it. Just do a couple. Practice is good for you.
8, right?
Yeah, come.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 23 and verse 8 in the Hebrew. Asha. Asha. Waya. Shawa. Yawashama. Yawashama. Wayash. Shema. Shemai. Wayashemai. Shawa. Shawala. Sha'a. Sha'a. Wala. Sha'awal. Salaki. Ata. Ath. Ath. Bala. Saka.
No, that's a ka.
Baka. Salaki. Bakal.
I don't know. It's no but.
Ka.
It's just ka and a lot. Call.
Salaki. The water. Call. Ho. Hi. Hi. Hama. Ha'ain.
Remember the I that looks like a Y, but it's an I. I is always pronounced I. So ha'ain.
Ha'ain. The water. La. Lama. Lama. La. Lama laha. Lama la.
Our phone's on silent. Mr. Watson.
Lama. Laka.
Lamalak.
Lamalak. Lamalak. Baha.
That's a ma. Lamalakba.
Lamalakwa.
Ma.
Lamalakma. La. Lara. Laraka. La. Ra. La. Ra. Ra.
That's a da and a th.
La. Ra. Da. Larada. Kwa. Kwaya. Kwai. Kwai la. Kwai. Yalla. Lataza. Lataza wa.
What do we wage?
Lataza war.
There you go.
Af.
That's a lot.
Lataza wala.
Lataza war. Then the next word is ow.
Ow. Oh, Salaki. Ow.
The next word is King David's name. What do we call the shield?
Our.
Dawada.
Dawada. Dawada. Wala.
You missed a letter.
Wahala. Wa Allah.
What is Mariah leaning against?
We're all. Salakia.
It's too wild. It takes a little while. That's all. Don't worry about it.
Anasha Yara. Anasha Yawa.
I'm not sure.
Anashawa.
Right. I'll pick it up.
Come on.
Verse 9. Will you die? Dawada, Kaya, Alyawa, Sha'awal, Makaryash, Haraya, Wayamar, Al, Ayathi, Ayathar, Abiyathar, Hakahan, Hagayash, Hagayasha, Ha'apawad, verse 10, Wayamar, Dawada, Yahweh, Aliyah, Al-Hayah, Yasharala, Shemai, Abadak, Kaya, Mabakwash, Sha'awal, Labawa, Al, Kwa'ai, La'a, Lashakath, La'ayar, Ba'ibaria, verse 11, Hayasaganya, Ba'aliwa, Kwa'ai, Yala, Bayadwa, Hayarad, Shawal, Ka'ashar, Shemai, Ibadak, Yahweh, Al-Hayah, Yasharala, Hagad, Ba'a, Libadak, Wayamar, Yahweh, Yadar, verse 12, Wa'amar, Dawada, Hayasigarwa, Ba'alia, Kwa'ai Yala, Athia, Wa'ath, Anashia, Bayad, Shawal, Wayamar, Yahweh, what's a Gayadwa, verse 13, Wayaquam, Dawada, Wanashua, Kashash, Ma'awath, Ayash, Wayatazawa, Kwa'ai Wayath, Wayath al Yakawa, Bawar, Ba'ashar, with the Halakawa, Walashawal, Hagar, Hagad, Kaya, Nashalat, Dawada, Makwa'ai Laha, Wayakadal, Lataza'ath. Verse 14. Well, Yashab, Dawadah, Bamad, Slakia, Bama Dabar, Bama Tazad, Bama Tazadwath, Tazad, Bama Tazah Dawath, Wayashab, Bahar, Bama Dabar, Zayat, Oyabakwashwa, Sha'awal, Call, Hayam Yam, Wala'ah, Nathanwa, Ahayam, Bayadwa. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That was it. Get the English.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 22, and verse 8 in the English. And Saul called all the people together to war, to go down to Keilah, to besiege David and his men. Verse 9. And David knew that Saul secretly practiced mischief against him.
Now you see that? You know what I'm saying? David knew that Saul was going to try to come. You know what I mean? Saul called the people together to go down to Keilah, to go capture, to go to war against David. Now keep in mind, his war with the Philistines is still going. You know what I mean? And his enemies sought this occasion to try to attack and conquer a city and take all the grain and kill the people. Because Saul is so distracted with David, he's not really paying attention to the real enemy. So caught up in trying to kill his brother that he's not paying attention to the enemy that's at the gate. So what do you, when your enemies are distracted, what do? You take advantage of it. Saul is pulling an army together to go wage war against David instead of defending his people against the Philistines. But David knew what Saul was up to. David knew that if he defended Keilah, that Saul would come after him. David is a very wise and strategic-minded brother. You know what I mean? Keep going.
Khan. And he said to Abiathar, the priest, bring hither the ephod. Verse 10. Then said David, O Lord, God of Israel, thy servant hath certainly heard that Saul seeketh to come to Keilah, to destroy the city for my sake. Verse 11. Will the men of Keilah deliver me up into his hand? Will Saul come down, as thy servant hath heard?
Now, if y'all wondering what an ephod is, an ephod is a sleeveless garment worn by Jewish priests. Oh, I'm sorry. Is this an ephod that I'm wearing? Is this brother wearing an ephod? That brother's wearing an ephod. This is a sleeveless garment worn by priests. So when y'all try to make fun of the way that we dress, it's in the Bible right there. And you don't know it because you don't know Hebrew. You don't know our traditions and our language. It's like I just had to bring that out there. So when he brought him the ephod, he brought him the priestly garment, and David prayed to the Lord. You know what I mean? And read that again.
Will the men of Keilah deliver me up into his hand? Will Saul come down, as thy servant hath heard?
So he's asking, you know what I mean? I just defended the city. Are these people going with Saul? If will Saul come down, and will the people deliver me up? Go ahead.
O Lord, God of Israel, I beseech thee, tell thy servant. And the Lord said, he will come down.
The Lord said, yeah, he coming. Go ahead.
Verse 12. Then said David, will the men of Keilah deliver me and my men into into the hand of Saul. And the Lord said, they will deliver thee up.
And he said, yeah, they gonna hand you over. He coming and they gonna hand you over. You know what I mean? Keep going.
Verse 13. Then David and his men, which were about 600, arose and departed out of Caleb, and went whithersoever they could go. And it was told Saul that David was escaped from Caleb, and he forbore to go forth.
So David, as you see, he done gained 200 more men. You know, the brothers are gathering to David. You know what I mean? He started off with 400. He started off by himself. Then 400 men joined him. Now 200 more. He had 600 men, but these men had to scatter, and it said whichever way they could go. So David told them, escape. And whatever way that they could find out of the city, they took that way out of the city. That's why it means whatever way they could go. They couldn't just march out the front gate. You know what I'm saying? They had to get out of there however they could, and that's what they did. And when Saul heard that he escaped, he didn't even continue forward because he knew it was no use of going to Caleb. At that point, David escaped. And in his experience, he already know once David gone, David gone. So Saul just hang it up. You know what I mean? Keep going.
Verse 14. And David abode in the wilderness, in strongholds, and remained in a mountain in the wilderness of Ziph. And Saul sought him every day, but God delivered him not into his hand.
So David did what we have done since we came out of Egypt, what Christ did, and what we're going to do when we come out of America. We dwelt in the wilderness. We have always sought refuge in the wilderness, and the Lord protected us, just like he's protecting David. Saul went after David every single day, and the Lord protected David and did not deliver David into Saul's hands. You know what I mean? And Barakatah Yahweh shot that he did not deliver David up, because David is the king of our nation. We wear his symbol proudly. You know what I mean? Yahweh sits on the throne. You know what I mean? Yahweh sits on the throne of David. And it's Saul's fault. Saul could have been the head of Israel. He could have been the king. He could have been that great king of Israel. But instead, Saul chose to follow his own way instead of the ways of the Lord. The scriptures say that David was a man after the Lord's own heart. So that means David, you know, David did eventually fall off, but throughout David's life, until he got old, David did what the Most High wanted him to do. You know what I mean? Go ahead, sir.
Why you saying that? If I may, you say David is a man
after the Lord's heart.
After the Lord's heart, and the Bible say the Most High is a man of war. So I mean, it just I don't know. Yeah.
And think about this: David had so much blood on his hands for fighting and slaughtering the Philistines and killing the enemies of the Lord. He had too much blood on his hands to build a temple to the Lord. But the Lord loved David. And David did what the Lord said. He followed the Lord. So yeah, like you said, the scriptures say God is a man of war. David is a man of war. Just like the men of the UPK are men of war.
That's right.
Damn right. Commanding General Yohana. That's why we're militant. That's why we have a military structure. David was a captain over 600 men. You know what I mean? He eventually was a general. He eventually became king of Israel. You know what I mean? They followed rank and order and structure because the Lord gave us rank and order and structure. It's all through the scriptures. Right. You know what I mean? So any of you people, any of you groups out here, any of you churches, any of you whatever fake Israelite groups that out here talking about about the UPK, we follow rank and order. We not in here calling ourselves high priests and bishops and deacons and all that other stuff. No, we are officers. We start off as troopers, officers, captains, generals, and we're led by a commanding general who's led by our King Yahweh.
That's right.
Period. All right, let's get the next priest up here.
Men of Israel, Imagine.
Next priest. My bad.
State your registry.
Marayala, Banya Hawada, Banya Shalala.
Marayala, Banya Hawada, Banya Shalala.
Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai Brakathum.
Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai Brakathum.
Shabby.
Right. We're gonna be at 14. Well, how about this? We're gonna be at 14. You're gonna be the last read, so might as well finish out the chapter.
23 and 14.
Yep, 23 and 14.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 23, verse 14.
Oh, no, 15. Slightly 15.
It's 1 Samuel, chapter 23, verse 15 in the Hebrew. Wayira'ah, Dawadah, Kayah, Yataza'ah, Sha'awal, Labakwash, Af, Napashawa, Wadawadah, Bamadabar, Zayap, Bakarsha, verse 16, Wayaquam, Yahwanathan, Ban, Sha'awal, Wayalak, Al, Dawadah, Karashiyah, Wayakazak, Af, Yadawah, Ba'alaham, it's like Ba'alahayam, verse 17, Wayamar, Al Yawa, Al, Dayra'ah, Kaya, La'ah, Damatazak, Yada, Sha'awal, Abiyah, Wa'atha, Damalak, Al, Yasharala, Wa'anakaya, Ahaya, Laka, Lamashana, Wagam, Sha'awal, Abiyah, Yadai, Khan, verse 18, Wayakartwa, Shanayaham, Baryath, Lapanya, Yahweh, Wayashah, Dawadah, Bakarsha, Wayahawanathan, Halak, Labayatwa, verse 19, Wayaiwa, Zapayam, Al, Sha'awal, Hagabaitha, La'amar, Halawa'ah, Dawadah, Masatathar, Amanar, it's like Amanawa, Babataza Dawath, Bakarsha, Bagaba'ith, Haka Kaila, Ashar, Mayamayan, Hayasha Yamawan, verse 20, Waitha, the call, Awath, Napashak, Hamalak, Laradath, Radah, Walanwa, Hasagah Yarawa, Bayad, Hamalak, verse 21, Waya Amar, Sha'awal, Baba Wakayam, Atham, Layahawa, Kaya, Hamalatham, Alya.
No, the whole chapter. Finish out the chapter.
Verse 22, Lakawa, Na'a, Hakayanawa, Alyed, it's like Ayed, Wada Iwa, Wara Awa, Af, Kwawamwa, Ashar, Tahaya, Ragalia, Maya, Rahawa, Shum, Kaya, Amar, Alya, Arawam, Yaram, Hawa, verse 23, Wara, Wada Iwa, Makal, Hamakaba'ayam, Ashar, Watakaba'ah, Shum, Washabatham, Alya, Al, Nakawan, Walakatia, Athakam, Wahaya, Yashanwa, Ba'arataza, Wakapashatia, Atawa, Bakal, Alapaya, Yahawada, verse 24, Weakwamwa, Welalakwa, Zayapa, Lapanya, Shawal, Wadawada, Wanashia, Bamadabar, Maiwan, Bairaba, all, Yamayan, Hayashaya Mawan, verse 25, Wealak, Shawal, Wanashiyawa, Labakwash, Hayagadwa, Ladawada, Wearud, Hasalai, Wayasub, it's like Wayashub, Bama the barn. My one, Wayashamai, Shawal, Wearadab, Akarya, Dawada, Bama Badabar, it's like Motherbar. My one, verse 26, we're locked, a wall, but the Zud, Hahar, Mazub, what a what, it's like a Wadawada, Wa Nashiyawa, Matazud, Hahar, Mazub, Wayahaya, Dawada, Nakapuz, Lalakath, Mapanya, Shawal, Washa a wall, Wa a shop, it's like what a nut. Shayal, it's like what Nashiyawa. I Tarayum, all Dawada, were all under Yahshua, under Shayawa. Latapasham, verse 27. Woman Alak, Ba'a, all Sha'awal, La'amar, Maharab, Walaka, Kaya, Nashab, Kaya. Pashatwa, Padashatium, Al, Ha'aratazah, verse 28, Wayashub, Sha'awal, Moradab, Akarya, Dawada, Wayalak, Lakorath, Padashatium, Al, Khan, Kora'awah, Lamakwam, Hahawa'ah, Sala'ai, Hamalakuwath.
You didn't do 29.
Well, I think
That was 28. Oh, it cut off?
Yeah,
Not here. It was 29 right there.
Verse 29. What out? It's like where you're out. Dawada. Amashum. Where you're shub. Bamataza the ice. It's like it.
Yeah, so
brain
no,
freeze.
the phone is yeah.
Right.
I got used to reading that, so it's like it. Verse 29. Well, you all Dawada, Mashum, Washab, Bamatazadwath, Iwal, Gadaya. That's it. Read the English. Come, sir. Starting at verse 15.
Second Samuel chapter 23.
First Samuel.
I'm just like it. 1 Samuel chapter 23, verse 15. And David saw that Saul was come out to seek his life. And David was in the wilderness of Ziph in the wood. And Jonathan, Saul's son, arose and went to David in the wood and strengthened his hand in Yahweh.
Now, if you notice, Saul couldn't find David, but his son Jonathan, who was David's best friend, went right to him. He knew where he was. He had no problem finding his boy. You know what I mean? But the Lord is protecting David from his enemies. Go ahead. 17.
And he said unto him, fear not, for the hand of Saul my father shall not find thee, and thou shalt be king over Israel, and I shall be next unto thee. And that also Saul my father knoweth
He said, look, don't worry about it. My father never find you. One day you'll be king, and I'm going to be your right-hand man.
Right.
And my dad knows it.
Wow.
You know what I mean? That is a faithful brother right there. That's a righteous brother. He's like, look, you're righteous. My dad is wicked. I'm going to follow you, and I'm going to be your right-hand man when you can. You know what I mean? Keep going.
Verse 18. And they two made a covenant before the Lord. And David abode in the wood. And Jonathan went to his house. 19. Then came unto the Ziphites to Saul, to Gabal, saying, doeth not David hide himself with us in strongholds, in the wood, in the hill of Hashelah, which is on the south of Jeshimon.
Now they done came and snitched for no reason. You know what I mean? Because Saul offered a reward. You know, he said that he'll make people captains over armies and he'll do this for him. Saul has a big reward out of David's head. So these people being greedy, of course, they come out to try to seek the reward. You know what I mean? Because they want the money and the glory and the fame and the favor of the king. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Verse 20. Now therefore, O king, come down according to all the desires of thy soul to come down, and our part shall be to deliver him into the king's hand.
So he said, come down and not do the pleasure of your soul, which is come on down, get ready to kill him. Get ready, king. We gonna hand him over to you so you can kill him. You know what I mean? That's wicked. These brothers are being wicked because they want Saul's favor. They want the money. They want the fame. They want to be captains over 10,000s and stuff like that. They're willing to betray their brother. They're willing to throw David into the pit of death just so they can advance. That's not what we do in Israel. That's what our enemies do.
Right.
Go ahead.
21. And Saul said, blessed be ye of the Lord, for ye have compassion on me. 22. Go, I pray thee, prepare yet, and know, and see his place where his haunt is, and who has seen him there. For it is told me that he dealeth very subtly.
That's go tell him, go to his hiding spot. He's sneaky. So, if you see him, he move real sneaky. The way he move, I can't quite, you know what I mean? So if we all see him, go find where he hide his hiding place and let me know. Because he's slick. Go ahead.
23. See therefore and take knowledge of all the lurking places where he hideth himself, and come ye again to me with the certainty, and I will go with you, and it shall come to pass, if he be in the land, that I will search him out throughout all the thousands of Judah.
Right. So go find every hiding place you can that you know him. All the places he hide at, come and tell me. And if he's in the land, I'm gonna go through all the thousands of people of Judah, and I'm gonna find him. I'll go. Basically, he's saying every hiding place, I'll go door to door. That's what he's saying. I'll go throughout all the thousands of Judah. He's saying, look, let me know where he's at, and I'll go door to door until I find him. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
24. And they arose and went to Ziph before Saul, but David and his men were in the wilderness of Maon, in the plain on the south of Jeshimon.
Keep going.
25. Saul also and his men went to seek him, and they told David, wherefore he came down into a rock and abided in the wilderness of Maon. And when Saul heard that, he pursued after David in the wilderness of Maon. 26. And Saul went on this side of the mountain, and David and his men on that side of the mountain. And David made haste to get away for fear of Saul, for Saul and his men compassed David and his men around about to take them.
So basically, Saul was on one side of the mountain, David was on the other side of the mountain. But Saul's men, they were surrounding David. You know what I mean? So David hurried up to escape because he knew he was being surrounded. You know what I mean? And it's only by the grace of the Most High that he did escape. Right. Saul's army is much bigger than David's army. You know what I mean? Keep going.
27. But there came a messenger unto Saul, saying, Haste thee and come, for the Philistines have invaded the land.
Now, at the time that Saul took his army, damn near his whole army, to go after David, 600 men. And they on the mountains, and he's surrounding David right now. And as he's surrounding David, a messenger came and said the Philistines are attacking. Because like I said, the Philistines are invading, have invaded the land. While you out here chasing David to wage war against your brother, our enemies have invaded the land. They're not invading, they are already there. They done came in while your back, you distracted. You're not even defending the people. Can you imagine how many brothers and sisters got killed? You know what I mean? While Saul is out chasing David, that's why you're not supposed to hate your brother and seek your brother's life unrighteously, unjustly. You know what I mean? You're supposed to forgive your brother and all that. But that evil spirit that's on Saul is not he's not thinking clearly. You know what I mean? He is obsessed with killing David to the point where now Israel is being attacked by the Philistines. You know what I mean? That's messed up. Keep going.
Verse 28. Wherefore Saul returned from pursuing after David and went against the Philistines. Therefore they called that place Hamalakath.
Mm-hmm.
29. And David went up from thence and dwelled in strongholds in Gedi. In Gedi.
So, yeah, I mean, that's the only thing that the Lord, that's the Lord right there. Because Saul was about to have David surrounded. You know what I mean? When you hear something say encompass, you know what I mean? When they say the armies come past them round about, that means that they surrounded them. You know what I mean? That means that they got that army on all sides of them, and they was about to encircle and trap him in. David almost had nowhere to go. But just as he was about to be surrounded and trapped, the messenger came and let Saul know the Philistines have invaded the land. So Saul, being a king and a defender of Israel, he had to stop what he was doing and go and handle the Philistines. If he didn't have to handle the Philistines, we wouldn't have had a land to freaking go back to. They would have took over, and then that would have been the end of Israel. You know what I mean? That's how wicked, that's how horrible of a king Saul was. You know what I mean? That's how horrible of a brother that he was. But the Lord did that to get him off of David's back. All right, let's get to next chapter.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 24, verse 1, in Hebrew. Where your eye, Dawadah, Shum, where Shah, Baba Taza the Wath, Al-Yen, Gadaya, verse 2. Where you ya, Kashar.
You in 24 and 1?
Verse 2 there. Where ya, verse 2. Where ya, Kashar, Shawal. Shawal.
Mine got something different. See where I'm at? Wait. Yeah, you have it on your phone? Because these are.
It's lucky.
Because I've noticed some inconsistencies before with yeah, that's not the same. Oh, I see what it did. So in verse 29, they made that verse 1, and then verse 1, they made verse 2. So like,
That's it happened before. It happened a couple months back.
As I'm sitting there confused, like, where are you at? Go ahead.
So we're gonna start at 2 and say it was 1.
Yeah.
It's the book of 1 Samuel chapter 24 and verse 1. Where Yahya, Kashar, Shawal, Ma'akarya, Palashatiyam, where Godwa, Lawa, La'amar, Hana, Dawada, Bama Debar, Al-Yed, Gadiya, verse 3, Wayakwak, Wall, Shalashath, Alapayam, Ayash, Bakawar, Bakal, Yasharala, Walalaka, Labakwash, Ath, Dawada, Manashayawa, Al, Panaya, Tazawarya, Hala, it's like Haya, Alayam, verse 4, Wayaba'a, all, Gadarawath, Hatazahan, it's like Hatazahan, Al, Hadarak, Washam, Ma'ira, Wayaba'a, Sha'awal, Lahasar, it's like Lahasak, Af, Ragayawa, Wadawada, Wa Nashiyawa, Bayarakatia, Hama'ira, Yashabayam, verse 5, Wayamarwa, Anashiya, Dawada, Al-Yawa, Hana, Hayawam, Ashar, Amar, Yahweh, Alayak, Hana, Anakiya, Nathan, Af, Ayabayak, Ayabak, Bayadak, Wa'ashiyath, Lawa, Ka'ashar, Yatub, Ba'ayanayak, Wayakum, Dawada, Wayakarath, Af, Kanap, Hama'ayal, Ashar, Lasha'awal, Balatz, verse 6, Wayahaya, Akarya, Khan, Wayak, Laba, Dabada, Atawa, Al, Ashar, Karath, Ath, Banap, Ashar, Lasha'awal, verse 7, Wayamar, La Anashiyawa, Hala, Yala, Lawa, Mayahawa, Af, Aisha, Af, Hadabar, Hazah, La Adania, Lamashayak, Yahweh, Lashalak, Yadai, Bawa, Kaya, Mashayak, Yahweh, Hawa, right?
Yeah.
Verse 8.
Call it verse 7.
Verse 7. We are Shai. It's like we are Shasai, Dawada, Ath, Anashiyawa, Badabaryam, Wala'ah, Nathanam, Lakawam, All, Sha'awal, Washa'awal, Kwam, Mahama'ira, Wayalak, Badarak.
Like, show you how wicked our oppressors are. You know what I mean? Because of copyright laws. This is why you got to be careful. This is why you got to be careful. You know what I mean? When we read the scriptures, that's why we don't read the translation out of that, out of the Tanakh that they have. The translation is off. They got verse 29. They stopped the chapter 23. It's got 29 verses, but they stopped it at 28, and then made verse 29 verse 1 for chapter 24. That's nothing but confusion. Because if you're following along in the scriptures, or like I have my app that has them in the actual order that they're supposed to be in, it gets confused while we're sitting here reading the Hebrew in the scriptures. So that's just a side note. All right, if we could go ahead and wrap this up in the English. 24 and 1. Let's get these last 7 verses.
It's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 24, verse 1 in the English. And it came to pass, when Saul was returned from following the Philistines, that it was told him, saying, Behold, David is in the wilderness of En-Gedi. Verse 2. That Saul took 3,000 chosen men out of all Israel, and went to seek David and his men upon the rocks of the wild goats. Verse 3. And he came to the sheepcotes by the way, where was a cave, and Saul went in to cover his feet. And David, his men, remained in the sides of the cave.
So Saul came to a cave And he went in to cover his feet, rest his feet probably cold. And while he's in that cave, David and his men are in the sides of the cave. Saul don't even know it. Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to ask this because I've heard before. I don't know where I heard it, but that covering feet meant that he went to take a crap. That's what they did. They had to lower it, and I heard.
It could be. It could be. I'm not sure about that. I can ask, but that's just a small detail. He went into the cave to do whatever he was doing in the cave, whether he was just to take a dump. It could be he went to take a dump. It could be because Saul is getting up there. Maybe his feet were hurting. Maybe his feet were cold. It just said to cover his feet. So if that's what it means, then he went into the cave to take a dump. But while he's in the cave taking a dump, David and his men got him on the walls, the sides of the cave. You know what I mean? Keep going.
Verse 4. And the men of David said unto him, Behold, the day of which the Lord said unto thee, Behold, I will deliver thine enemy into thine hand, that thou mayest do to him as it shall seem good unto thee. Then David arose and cut off the skirt of Saul's robe privily.
And David privately cut off the skirts of Saul's robe. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Go, verse 5.
Now his men are like, if I may, his men are like, hey, the day the Lord promised you, look, he's right there by himself. You got him. The Lord that delivered him. He said to deliver your enemy into your hand to do whatever it is you want to do to him. Now's your time, sir. You got him. And David snuck over there while Saul, maybe he was taking a dump, like you said, while Saul was doing his thing. Well, I don't know if he was taking a dump because we don't look upon another man's nakedness. You get what I'm saying? So while Saul was covering his feet, all right, and I'll find out what that is. But while he was covering his feet, David walked over and secretly cut the skirt, the hem of his robe off. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And it came to pass afterward that David's heart smote him because he had cut off Saul's skirt. Verse 6. And he said unto his men, The Lord forbid that I should do this thing unto my master, the Lord's anointed, to stretch forth mine hand against him, seeing he is the anointed of the Lord. Verse 7. So David stayed his servants with these words, and suffered them not to rise against Saul. But Saul rose up out of the cave and went on his way.
Now Saul didn't even know that David did this. But David did it, like his men geeked him up, like, yeah, sir, you got him. Go get him. The Lord delivered him to him. You got him. And David, you know what I mean? David got a little, he's like, you know what? All right. So he snuck over. I'm sure when he was doing it in his heart, we do stuff and giggling. Like, yeah, I'm finna get this mark. Cut his robe off. But after he did it, he felt bad. He felt guilty. You know what I'm saying? Because in his heart, he had just smoked Saul. In his heart, in his mind, it was in his mind to kill him. He did that, and he was going to kill Saul. But he repented because you know what? The Lord put Saul over David, and David was still loyal to Saul, even though Saul was trying to kill him. David said that the Lord, it repented him to do that to his master that the Lord had put over him. David still recognized the rank and order. David still held true to the rank and order of Israel. He could have cut Saul's head off in that cave and walked out of the cave with that head in his hand, and everybody would have bowed down to David. But you know what would have ended up eventually happening to David? Somebody would have probably came and cut his head off. You get what I'm saying? It would have been, it's unrighteous. Saul is still David's brother and David's master at this point, and the men above him, and David still recognizes that. You know what I mean? So he went back to his men and said, hey, listen, man, the Lord put it, I shouldn't do this thing to my master, the Lord's anointed, because remember, the Lord put Saul over Israel. Now, just because Saul killed an anointed priest, David is not going to kill the anointed king of Israel. You know what I mean? That's the mindset that we should all have. Good. If brothers had that mindset back in the day, the Isupk would be the biggest organization, black group organization on the planet. You know what I mean? Because brothers wanted to be a leader. Brothers that left the UPK would have cut Saul's head off. You get what I'm saying? because they cut the head off of the greatest organization that a black man has ever seen in their life. And now Commander General Yohana is taking back up the mantle, and he did it properly. David is going to ascend to power the proper way. You know what I mean? He's not going to go and take it. And when he came back to his men, like, I can't do this, yo. The Lord anointed this man king of Israel and made him my master. I'm going to be a faithful, even though my master is against me, I'm going to be a faithful servant. I'm not going to kill my master to seize power. Because guess what? If he'd have done that, then guess what? Saul would have been right about it. You know what I mean? And that wouldn't have been righteous. That wouldn't have been the right way to do things. You know what I mean? That just shows the wisdom that David is a very wise young man. He's a very humble young man. He's a very loyal young man and very dedicated young man at this point. You know what I mean? Young man by his physical age. You know what I'm saying? So we can all learn a lesson from David. You know what I'm saying? All right, on that. Sir.
Margin.
Just us.
Layashala.
We're going to salute the scrolls. Men of Israel.
Right order. Starting up here.
Okay, men of Israel, Imagine. We're going to salute the scrolls in rank order, starting up here.
Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Barak Yah.
Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Barak Yah.
Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Barak Yah. Yahshua Bashem Yahshua Barak Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Barak Yah. Yahweh Bashem Yahshua.
No, there you go.
Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Barak Yah.
Upon Aquadam, face the east. Like it. I'm going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanau. Shabashamayim. Quadash. Hayah. Shimka. Yahweh. Malaka. Ratazar. Hayah. Aisha. Ratazar. Bashamayim.
Thundernow. Cow. Your wall. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
On earth.
On earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
We forgive our debtors.
And lead us not.
And lead us not.
To temptation.
To temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
Thine is the kingdom.
Thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever. So be.
So be it.
The power in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Babakashah.
Babakashah.
Latananau.
Hakat.
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 Lapal. Lapal. Larapal. Larapahah.
Larapahah.
Call Makalah.
Call Makalah.
Wakal Madawan.
Wakal Madawan.
Hakat.
Hakat.
Latahar.
Latahar.
Hamatazariah.
Hamatazariah.
Hakat.
Hakat.
Lahakim.
Lahakim.
Hamati.
Hamati.
Hakat.
Hakat.
I'll recall why.
I'll recall why.
Hatahama'ala.
Hatahama'ala.
Lagarshia.
Lagarshia.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushua. The water.
Aman.
In the English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the
The
power.
power to heal.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of
And
sickness.
all manner of disease.
All manner of
The
disease.
power to cleanse the leper.
Power to cleanse the leper.
Power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
Power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean spirits.
Cast them out.
Cast them
In
out.
the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Prayer to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Baraklanau.
Baraklanau.
Wa'yasharala.
Wa'yasharala.
Wa'yabayaf.
Wa'bayah.
Sapari.
Sapari.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua. The water.
Aman.
Aman. In the English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Bless us.
Bless us.
And Israel.
And Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Aishan.
Asha.
Aisha. Ayanya.
Ayaya.
Al.
Al.
Haharia.
Haharia.
Ma'ayah.
Ma'ayah.
Yabak.
Yaba'ah.
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 Azariah.
Isaiah.
Azariah.
Isaiah.
Ma'ayah.
Ma'ai.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aishan.
Aisha.
Shamayam.
Shamayam.
Waratazah.
Waratazah.
Ayatan.
Ayatan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Regalka.
Regalka.
Ayanawam.
Ayanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hana.
Hana.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Sharamar.
Shawamar.
Yasharala.
Yasharala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamaraka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Tazalka.
Al-Yad.
Al-Yad.
Yamyaka.
Yamyaka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hashemak.
Hashemak.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Balayala.
Balayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamaraka.
Yasamarka.
Makarai.
Makarai.
Yashamar.
Yasamar.
Athan.
Ah.
Napashka.
Napashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yasamar.
Tazaka. Taza'akta.
Taza'akta.
Babawa'akta.
Babawa'akta.
Mayathan.
Mayathan.
Wa'ai.
Wa'ai. Awalam. In English. I will lift up mine eyes into the hill.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hill.
From which cometh my help?
From which cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord.
My help cometh from the Lord.
Which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee.
He that keepeth thee.
Will not slumber.
Will not slumber.
Behold.
Behold.
He that keepeth Israel.
He that keepeth Israel.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
Nor the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy
The
soul.
Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
And thy coming in.
And thy coming in.
From this time forth.
This time forth.
And even forevermore.
Even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Damayam.
Al-Damayam.
Laka.
Laka.
Al-Tashakwak.
Al-Takaras.
Al-Tashakwak. Wa al-Tashakwat.
Al-Tashakwat.
Al.
Al.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Hana.
Hana.
Awadiaka.
Awadika.
Yahamam.
Yahamam.
Yawan.
Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Amaka.
Al-Amaka.
Yarayamwa.
Yarayamwa.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Wayatha.
Wayatha.
Wa'ai Tazawa.
Ya'ai Tazawa.
Al Tazabawayaka.
Al Tazabawayaka.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanakakyadam.
Wanakakyadam.
Magoya.
Magoya.
Wala.
Wala'a.
What? Yazakar.
Yazakar.
Sham Yasharala.
Sham Yasharala.
Awada.
Awada.
Kawa.
Kaya.
No what? No. I Tazawa.
Nawai Tazawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakalwa.
Yakalwa.
Ayaka.
Ayaka.
Barath.
Baryath.
Why ko?
Yakarath.
Wakarawaf.
Yakarath.
Wakarawaf. It's like
Yakarathwa.
Aholia.
Aholia.
Other one.
Other one.
Why Yashimai.
Why Yashimai.
Alayum.
Alayum.
Mawat. Mawa'aba.
Mawa'aba.
Wahagarian.
Wahagarian.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa'ai Mawan.
Wa'ai Mawan.
Wa'ai Malak.
Wa'ai Malak.
Palashaf.
Palashaf.
Shabwa. Abia Shabwa.
Abia Shabwa.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gamashawar.
Gamashawar.
Nalawan.
Nalawan.
Ayam.
Imam.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
01.
01.
Labanya.
Labanya.
Lawat.
Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aishan.
Aisha.
Laham.
Laham.
Kamalian.
Kamalian.
Kasaya Sarwa.
Kasaya.
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 Sarai.
Sarai.
Kawabian.
Kayabian.
Banakal.
Banakal.
Kwayashawan.
Kayashawan.
Nashamadwa.
Nashamadwa.
Bayan.
Bayan.
Ira.
Ira.
Yanawan. Yahawan. Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
Lahadamwa.
Lahadamwa.
Shayatamwa.
Shayatamwa.
Nada. Yamawan.
Yamawa.
Kaira.
Kaira.
Wakazabya. Wakazabak.
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 Wakazalmanai.
Wakazalmanai.
Call Nasir Kambwa.
Call Nasir Kambwa. Ashar.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Naira Shah.
Naira Shah.
Lanawam.
Lanawam.
La'af.
La'af.
Na'awak.
Na'awak.
Alahayam.
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 Shayatamwa.
Shayatamwa.
Kagogala.
Kagogala.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanya.
Lapanya.
Rawaka.
Rawaka.
Ka'ash.
Ka'ash.
Daba Ira.
Daba Ira.
Ya'ira.
Ya'ira.
Wakalahaba.
Wakalahaba.
Dalahan.
Dalahat.
Harayam.
Harayam.
Khan. Daradamwa.
Daradamwa.
Basairaka.
Basairaka.
Wabasa.
Wabasa.
Wapathka.
Wapathka.
Dabahalam.
Dabahalam.
Mala.
Mala'a. Mala'a.
Panyaham.
Panyaham.
Kualawan.
Kualawan.
Waya.
Waya.
Bakwashwa.
Bakwashwa.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Yawa.
Waya.
Baholwa.
Baholwa.
Adiai.
Adiai.
Waya.
Waya. Kapawa, Waya, Abadwa, Waya, Yaiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shemka, Yahweh, Labadika,
Ayawan,
Ratazah. In the English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
They that hate thee.
Have lifted up the head.
Have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel.
Against thy people.
Against thy people.
And consulted. Against thy hidden ones.
Against thy hidden ones.
They have said.
They have said.
Come. And let us cut them off.
Let us cut them off.
From being a nation.
Being a nation.
That the name of Yasharallah
may
be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together. With one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Israelites. Of Moab. The Hagarim. The Baal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur is also joined with them. They have hope in the children of life. Salah. Do unto them. As unto the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kishon. Which perished at Endor. They became a dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a red. And like Zael. Yea. All their princes as Sabbath. And as Zamunah. Who said, let us take to ourselves. The houses of Yahweh in possession. Oh my power. Make them like a wheel. As a stubble before the wind. As a fire burneth the wood. And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them. With thy tempest. And make them afraid. With thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. O Yahweh. Let them be confounded. And troubled forever. Yea. Let them be put to shame. And perish. That men may know. That thou. Whose name alone. Is Yahweh. Art the most high. Over all the earth. Psalm means turn.
Men of Israel, Ahmad Shabbat, Mud, Barak,
Yahweh Bashim Yasab Thumb.
Sabbath service is dismissed.